Hello everybody and welcome back to Path of Exile 2. We're continuing on with our, I don't know, it's a generally Legionnaire that does a bunch of galvanic shards. That's the kind of gist of it. As with every build that I've ever done, even the builds that I take from like established builders who know what they're doing, you run into a wall once you start getting into the red tier maps. It just kind of slows down unless you're willing to like do the gear investment, and you know, it kind of is what it is. The build I'm following technically is supposed to use a bow as part of the build for a couple of different things. I'm not really going to get into it. I don't really plan on really trying to get the build that crazy. Okay, well, if I could not have lag happen to me, that would be really nice too. Like just getting yanked back into a place where there was damage. That's yes, just too much going on. So yeah, I mean, this build was really great. I was like breezing through the campaign, but then we got to a point where it was just like the damage just kind of really slowed down hard. Really slowed down like super hard. I don't know. The biggest problem, like, it's great for clearing. As you can see, we're clearing things out relatively quickly. But as with everything, the single target damage just relies on a thing that just doesn't happen often enough. Yeah, you gotta, like, the rares and the bosses and stuff just all seem to have, like, really high shock resistance. So I don't know what the deal is with it. I have things on my passive tree that increase the chance of shock and all that stuff, and this doesn't seem to overcome the rares and their ability to just shrug that off. Like, I mean, that guy should have been shocked a long time. Like, he's not even a rare, and I'm struggling to get things shocked. I don't know. Like, it's just, I have to spend forever getting to the point where I can get him shocked. Now he finally shocks, and then I can burn him down. Like, it's great once you can get the shock. I'm just really struggling to get the shock to happen. Once you can get the shock on there, and then you can start using the Shockburst rounds, it's like, you know, it's really nice. You just gotta get the shock. That's the part that just seems to take forever. Sometimes you get it real fast, and then you can just burn through the guys, but other times it just feels like it takes forever to get the shock to go. I don't know. Every build always seems to have, like, this barrier to getting to the fun part. I think that's, I don't know. Because like when I was going through the campaign, like even through Act 3 Cool, I was just breezing through everything. Like everything was just kind of dying. I was able to shock things pretty quick and then get the shock burst rounds on them. The Napawati fight took me like a minute and a half. Right? Like that was fun. That was fun. Just dominating. You know, that's why we play this game, is to feel like we're dominating. And it feels like there's like this intentional barrier once you get to a certain part where you just, I feel like the mapping process should just always feel that way. It should just always feel like you're just running in, smashing everything to death. The boss fights should be hard. Mapping, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think mapping should be difficult. I think mapping should just be something you do. You come in here and you just vibe on it for a while. I did not move that. That was something very weird.
Well, that's one down.
Okay. So I don't know. There just seems to be a really high lightning resistance on the maps in a lot of these guys. Like, they all seem to have this really high lightning resistance. I don't pick maps that have elemental resistances on them. So it's just high resistance from a default perspective. It seems like. I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, a little bit too careless there. I don't know. I mean, I don't have great gear, obviously, so that's part of it. I have a relatively decent crossbow. Got 404 effective damage for the most part. You know. So it's not like I'm. It's not like I'm. You know, completely no DPS at all. It just seems to struggle. It just seems to struggle really hard to get the shock, because the primary damage output is the Shockburst rounds. Once you can get that, you're able to just melt whatever it is you're hitting. It's great. But getting to that just seems to take forever. Yeah, once we can get on it, once we can get the shock applied, it's great. I really would like for them to figure out the whole armor thing, though, because, you know, I mean, 26% armor, not too shabby, but, you know, the whole point of the mercenary is to be, you know, have a little bit of evasion and a little bit of armor to, you know, make it so that you don't get hit by too much. You're gonna get hit more than if you have high evasion, but when you do get hit, it's not like devastating. They don't seem to focus on that very much. Let's see. I am trying to work my way up through these electrical. So the build that I have has me going up and around this way. It's going to take me too many. I don't have enough levels left to go back and do that, and I need as much shock chance as I can get, because we really need to get. We really need to get through all of this stuff. So I think I'm going to take all of these. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it would take us 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, we don't have enough. I mean, we have enough, but we'll barely be able to get up to this, and that's probably going to be it for this character if I try to go this way. And I think I need to penetrate lightning resistance. We need to get to shocks, like, as quickly as possible. It's the only way we're going to be able to, like, really pump the damage out, or get the damage output. The shocks need to happen. The shocks really need to happen. I've already got enough widespread DPS for the galvanic rounds. You know, regular stuff for the most part just dies pretty quick because of the Herald of Thunder gets it down pretty fast. But we just need to be able to blast through. Whoa! We need to be able to blast through the rare enemies' lightning resistance and get them shocked as quickly as possible. It takes. Ugh. Come on. I'm gonna get trapped back here with that. Alright, see if you can get them shocked and get them the Shockburst round and the emergency reload. I mean, it really just melts them to death. Just getting to that can take a while sometimes. The problem that I'm having is that I'm supposed to use conductivity. That requires intelligence, and I haven't been able to figure out how to get a lot of intelligence in it. Because the problem is that the abilities that I'm using, most of them require an even balance of dexterity and strength, but then some of the abilities that are called for require really high dexterity. So I have to invest in dexterity, right? And then I have to invest heavily in dexterity. I have to invest a reasonable amount in strength. And then to get to some of these other abilities that, you know, I'm supposed to be using, I need to have at least 70 intelligence, and it's just like, there's just not enough points available for that. I'm shocking. We're just gonna sit here forever waiting for the shock to hit. Come on. I have a debuff that makes them more likely to get shocked. Well, finally it goes. So, you know, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, there's something about this game where everything goes great up until a point, and then you hit these gear checks where it's just, you know, I kind of get the philosophy of that, but at the same time, it's just like, I just kind of want to play, you know? I don't want to have to go through and stop and refigure out my character again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to switch to this. Because I have that spirit from that other armor. That's why we're holding on to that. So we'll just get rid of all of that. I need the spirit from that. But, yeah, that's going to go ahead and be it for today's episode. You know, overall, compared to my ice build, I don't know. I feel like my ice build might have an edge because, you know, while it may not put out quite as much damage as this one does, once I get the heat built up on the rapid shot, it kind of burns through bosses relatively quickly, and then the freezing from my ice shot just controls a lot of the random crap that ends up happening to me. So I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence between these builds. I really like the galvanic shards part of this. It's a lot of fun. I don't know. But anyways, that's going to be it for today's episode. Hopefully you guys had lots of fun. Be sure to click the like button, subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers. Join as a member for early access to videos, among other perks, where you can just leave YouTube's version of a tip with that thanks button. I also have PayPal and Patreon links for those of you who prefer to go that route. So again, thanks for watching. Be sure to come back for our next video, and I'll see you then.